Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Kurt Bergland's Baseball World. Every Monday at 10 a.m., we review a baseball book. Could be fiction, could be nonfiction, could be hot off the presses, could be way out of print, or it could be something somewhere in the middle. And this one is a 2017 copyright date, Texas Heat, Chicago Fire, by Robert McCartha. It is the remarkable life of Joe Horlen. Joe Horlen, in case you have forgotten, was a pitcher for the White Sox and the Oakland A's in the 60s and 70s. This book is dedicated for every baseball player who had the good luck and great misfortune to make it to the big leagues under the reserve clause before free agency. It is a very well-researched book about Joe Horlen. It includes a lot of interview material with the subject himself, as well as a lot of other interviews and material that is well documented in the book. This is one of the best documented baseball biographies that I've ever read. It is, if you start with wanting to know about White Sox baseball in the 60s or about Joe Horlen, you're going to be able to find a whole lot of other information about related topics by following the source material in this book. And so just from that standpoint alone, it is a fantastic resource and addition to your library. This is published by Robert McCartha. It is available from Amazon for in the low 20s, $23, I think. You can save yourself a few dollars if you want to go to a used bookseller, but not too many dollars because it's a pretty recent book. The highlights of the book for me, first of all, it does have an index. Love that. The documentation is excellent. Love that. There are some pictures, but the descriptions of people's impressions of Joe Horlen when he was a youngster and even into the minor and major leagues, the research that's done here, it's well written. I don't want to say it's not well written, but I think the highlight for me is the quality of the research that Robert McCartha put in. So often you see baseball biographies that are just kind of thrown together, or you get a quote here and a quote there, and the thread is really kind of lost. This is kind of a wistful trip, not fawning on the subject, but a wistful trip through baseball history of the 60s and 70s and life certainly in the 1950s that is, how do I want to say it? It's not a sort of a laudatory and anti-union approach at all, which you might think from the dedication to the book. But instead, it's just sort of a wistful look at what baseball was in days gone by. I really appreciated the description of Horlen overcoming injuries and the character and determination that it took for him to come back before the doctors thought he would. Because so often that tells you something about an athlete as well. There's the box score from his no-hitter in 1967, and the main focus of his career is on his White Sox years, which were his best years anyway. Good section, interesting section about his childhood and about how people sort of identified him as a coming major leaguer even at a young age, back then as a boy in Texas. I've been fascinated by Joe Horland for the last few years since I've really started studying 1960s baseball. And I can tell you that this book really captures my impression of him as a really tough competitor and a very talented pitcher from the 1960s when he had his salad days. There's some interesting stories, too, about his relationship with White Sox management. I don't want to spoil too much. This is a winning book, and I want to encourage you to take a look. If you are a person that enjoys baseball biographies, especially baseball biographies that cover a lengthy period of time, not just the playing career in the major leagues of a player, I really recommend Texas Heat, Chicago Fire to you. Robert McCartha. It is self-published, 2017. I'll put the information in the description for this video. It's tough for me to find a baseball biography that is really worth recommending. This is one of those. So I hope you pick it up and enjoy it. Thank you for being with me. I'll be back next Monday with another review of a baseball book for you. In the meantime, I hope you have a good Monday and a good week. Don't forget to check out membership on my channel by following the link in the description for this video. You follow the link, you can get all the information to see what membership would entitle you to, including in the next few weeks to come, I'll be adding members-only baseball book content. All right, thanks again. Have a wonderful day. So long, everybody.